नमस्कार बच्चों, आप सभी को एक और बार इस वर्चुअल क्लास में स्वागत है। जैसे कि हमने इससे पहले हमारी तीसरी यूनिट जो डिटर्मिनेशन ऑफ इनकम एंड एम्प्लॉयमेंट 9 एपिसोड्स में हमने इसको देखा। अब इसी को आगे बढ़ाते हुए हम हमारी अगली जो यूनिट है, जो चौथी यूनिट मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स से, इसे हम देखेंगे। तो बच्चों, मैं आपसे ये एक और आग्रह करूंगा कि आप इस एपिसोड को देखते देखते आपके घरों में जो स्मार्टफोन है उसे हाथ में रखिएगा, ताकि समय समय पर जैसे ही कुछ नोट्स को आपको नोट डाउन करना होता है तो आप उसमें रिकॉर्ड कर पाएंगे, या फिर आप अपने सेटअप बॉक्स में भी इस एपिसोड को रिकॉर्ड कर सकते हैं। तो बच्चों, तैयार रहिएगा ताकि आप इस एपिसोड का भरपूर लाभ उठाएं। द फोर्थ यूनिट, दैट इज द गवर्नमेंट बजट एंड द इकोनॉमी। Before starting this unit, I would like to say some interesting facts about our budget. So how the word budget came into existence, and how the budget is being presented in our country, what are the history behind it, and what are the procedures are involved in the presentation of the union budget in the country. So students, listen carefully. The word budget, how this word budget came? So this word is being derived from a French word or Latin word which means budget. So what does mean the budget? The meaning of this word is what? It means to a leather bag. This word have been adopted in the English language. So here, when we want to study about the budget, so what do you mean by budget? Budget is a simple financial statement showing the estimates of our revenue and the expenditure. So what are the revenues and expenditures are being calculated, and they are being estimated for a period of time. Normally it's said to be a financial year or fiscal year, where the government or the institution used to keep the records of their receipts and the expenditure. We will study about the government budget with respect to our Indian economy. So students, the union budget of India, or the government budget which is being presented by the ruling government in our country, is presented in our parliament. So you should know the procedures, how these budgets are being presented in our house. That means in the house of the people. तो बच्चों, हमारी जो बजट है, जिसे हम सरकारी बजट कहते हैं, इस बजट को जब पेश की जाती है तो क्या आप ये बता सकते हैं कि ये जो बजट होती है, सरकारी बजट, जो केंद्र बजट होती है, इसे पेश कहाँ की जाती है और किसके द्वारा की जाती है? तो बच्चों, सरकारी बजट हर वर्ष के फरवरी मंथ की जो अंतिम दिन होती है, the last day of February every year is known for the presentation of budget, the government's budget in the parliament. So until the 2016, सत्ताधारी पार्टी द्वारा या सत्ताधारी दल के द्वारा हमारे देश में, हमारे पार्लियामेंट में इसे पेश की जाती है। तो इसे पेश कौन करते हैं? That is the फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर, वित्त मंत्री कहते हैं। तो हर वर्ष वित्त मंत्री के द्वारा ही हमारी जो सरकारी बजट है, इसे हमारी संसद के सामने पेश की जाती है। द फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया यूज्ड टू प्रेजेंट दीज बजट्स इन आवर पार्लियामेंट। सो एज आई टोल्ड यू, during the last day of February month. But after 2016, when a new government led by NDA, that is under the leadership of Shri Narendra Modi, so they have changed this era where the system of presenting the cabinet budget in the last day of February into the first day of February. So from 2016 onwards, the union budget is being presented in our parliament during the first day of February. And budget, it shows the performance of the government during past 1 year and the financial policies and the programs which are being planned for next 1 year, it is being presented in before the house, where all the members used to listen, where the government's policies and the programs are being read by the finance minister in front of the house. And one more thing I want to tell you, that until 1999, the union budget are announced at 5 p.m. Why the budget is being announced during 5 p.m.? Why this time is chosen for announcing the budget? Because it is believed that when these budgets are announced before the house and before the nation during this time, so it will help the traders, it will help the sellers to fix their prices according to the rate, the tax rates and the subsidies announced by the government. So the new rates can be calculated during that night, so that from the next day a new rate of the prices can come into force. But after 1999, the then finance minister Sri Yashwant Sinha, he have broken the era of presenting this union budget during the 5 p.m. and for the first time he had announced these budgets during 11 a.m. And from that day onwards, the procedure of presenting the union budget in the Lok Sabha, that is the House of People, is being presented by the finance minister with the help of the finance minister of state in the parliament. After seeing the history and the meaning for the word budget, now we will see the government budget, that is the budget of our country. So what is the meaning in context to our Indian economy? So budget is what? It is the financial performance of the government over the past 1 year and the financial programs and the policies of the government for the next 1 year. So here, when the budget is being presented in the parliament, government, the ruling government produces all the financial performance done during past 1 year, and along with that the government used to announce all the programs and the policies for the next 1 year. So in this way, every year budgets are being presented in our parliament by the ruling government. So presently our finance minister Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, she has presented the current budget during the month of July 2019, along with the financial minister for state, Anurag Thakur. So one more thing I would like to remind you, that when these budgets are being presented by the finance minister, so the works related with the presentation of budget in the parliament, it starts before a week. When the works related with the presentation of budget is started in the north block of parliament, where the members, the staff who are involved in the process of preparing the budget are being kept in isolation, so that the information related with the budget cannot be leaked. So before starting this procedure, there is a ceremony celebrated in our country that is being called as Halwa ceremony. So what is Halwa ceremony? I think you heard clearly, that is Halwa, that is a sweet in our country. तो बच्चों, जैसे ही हम अपने घर पे, हमारे रीति रिवाज ये कहती है कि हम कुछ अच्छे कार्य करने से पहले हम अपनी मुंह मीठा करना चाहते हैं, किसी की मुंह मीठा करवाते हैं जब हमारे पास कुछ अच्छे कार्य करने के लिए होती है, या फिर जब हम अच्छे कार्य करते हैं। तो वैसे ही हमारे देश में भी जब वित्तीय वर्ष की जो बजट पेश की जाती है या इससे जुड़ी हुई कार्य को शुरू की जाती है हमारे पार्लियामेंट में, इस समय हमारे जो वित्त मंत्री और उनसे जुड़ी हुई जितने भी स्टाफ हैं, इनके द्वारा एक हलवा सेरेमनी मनाई जाती है, जिसमें बड़ी मात्रा में हलवा बनाई जाती है, मिठाइयाँ बनाई जाती है, और इन मिठाइयों को सारे लोगों के साथ और सारे मिनिस्टर के साथ, जो नेताओं के साथ इसे बांटी जाती है, ताकि हमारी बजट अच्छी तरह बनाए। So after this halwa ceremony, the real work of presenting the budget starts in the Parliament. There is a tradition where whenever the finance ministers of various countries, they used to present their budget in the parliament, they used to carry these papers, the budget papers, the documents related with the budget in a leather briefcase. So in our country also, finance minister used to carry the budget documents in a leather briefcase. But this ritual was also broken by our current finance minister, Srimati Nirmala Sitaram, where in place of carrying the leather briefcase, she have carried a Bahi Khata. So what is Bahi Khata? So it is a traditional document or the documents used by the traders in our country. So in the earlier times, our traders, they used to keep the trading records in their Bahi Khata. So following that ritual, she had presented the union budget during the month of July 2019 in a Bahi Khata.
तो बच्चों, आज हम यहाँ एक छोटी सी वीडियो क्लिप देखेंगे जहाँ पे हमारे वित्त मंत्री जी कैसे पार्लियामेंट में हमारी जो सरकारी बजट है, केंद्र बजट है, उसे कैसे पेश करती है। तो बच्चों, जो केंद्र बजट होती है, इसे मैंने जैसे बताया कि बही खाता या फिर जो पहले एक लेदर ब्रीफकेस होती थी, इसी में रखकर सारी जो दस्तावेज हैं उसे प्रस्तुत की जाती है पार्लियामेंट में। तो अब यहाँ पे आप देखेंगे कि हमारी जो ऑनरेबल स्पीकर हैं हमारे लोकसभा के, उनके द्वारा वित्त मंत्री जी को आमंत्रित की जाती है कि वो अपनी बजट पेश करें। उसके साथ साथ हम देखेंगे कि कैसे इस बजट को पूरे संसद के सामने पेश की जाती है।
माननीय मंत्री जी, आइटम नंबर 1।
हाँ जी, एक मिनट। Sir, I rise to lay on the table a copy of the papers, report of the 15th Finance Commission for the year 2020-2021, explanatory memorandum on the action taken on the recommendations contained in the report of the 15th Finance Commission.
आइटम नंबर 2, श्रीमती निर्मला सीतारमण जी, नए दशक का पहला आम बजट में मैं आप सबका अभिनंदन करता हूं, स्वागत करता हूं।
Sir, I rise with your permission to present a statement of the estimated receipts and expenditure of the Government of India for the year 2020-2021.
2020-2021 के लिए भारत सरकार के अनुवादित प्राप्तियां और वे विवरण प्रस्तुत करेंगी निर्मला सीतारमण जी।
I rise to present the budget for the year 2020-2021. Sir, in May 2019, Prime Minister Modi received
government budget. So we can say that the government budget is a statement of estimates of government's receipts and the government's expenditures during the period of financial year. That is the period from 1st April to the 31st March. It is considered to be the financial year in our country. So even we can say that it is the fiscal policy of the government or the budget which are being presented by the government. It can be said to be a fiscal policy or a budgetary policy. Okay, students. Now, after saying the meaning of budget and how the budget is being presented in our country, we will try to understand what are the objectives. What is the need for preparing budget in a country? So how the budget will help an economy? Look at some important points where what are the basic objectives of our budget. First one, that is GDP growth. That is the growth in GDP. So only by the way of budget, the government's budget, where by increasing the public investment by the government, it will help to increase the GDP in our country. So the basic objective is what? Whenever the budgets are being prepared in a country, so it is being prepared in keeping in a view that it will help the economy to get a higher growth. So the GDP of a country can be increased. And not only the public investment, even it induces the private investment by the way of taxation and the subsidies. When the fresh rate of tax rebates and the subsidies are announced by the government during the budget, it helps the private investments to increase that investment, and that can help the economy to get a higher GDP growth. Next one, balanced regional growth. So in the way of getting a budget, by preparing a good budget, the government aims to get a balanced regional development, जिसे हम क्षेत्रीय विकास कहते हैं. तो बच्चों, जब बजट पेश की जाती है, जब बजट बनाई जाती है किसी सरकार द्वारा, तो इनका सबसे बड़ा मकसद ये होता है कि हम टैक्स के जरिए और सब्सिडीज जो छूट होती है, इनके जरिए हम हमारे देश की जो पिछड़े हुए जो क्षेत्र हैं, इन्हें हम कैसे विकास करें. तो जो भी विकास कार्य होती है सरकार के द्वारा, इन बजट के द्वारा ही निर्णय की जाती है, ताकि हम हमारे देश के पिछड़े हुए जो इलाके हैं, इन्हें हम कैसे विकास करें. सो इन दैट वे द गवर्नमेंट हैव प्लान टू एस्टैब्लिश अ स्पेशल इकोनॉमिक जोन. So in many states, the government have announced to set up a special economic zones in the states. So what are these zones? So in this zone where the investors are attracted, where the investors are invited to get the investment in those areas which can help to increase the regional growth in that area. So by this way, when the budgets are being planned by the government, it aims to get a balanced regional growth in the country. Next, third point, that is allocation of resources. We know that the resources which are available in the economy, बच्चों आप ये अच्छी तरह जानते हैं कि हमारे पास जो संसाधन उपलब्ध है, ये कैसे हैं? ये सीमित है. ये केवल सीमित नहीं है, बल्कि इनके वैकल्पिक उपयोग भी हैं. तो बजट के द्वारा सरकार यह कोशिश करती है कि जो संसाधन हमारे पास वस्तुओं एवं सेवाओं के उत्पादन के लिए उपलब्ध है, इसे हम सही प्रकार से इनका उपयोग करें. That means the resources, the scarce resources that are available in our country should be utilized in a proper manner, so that we can achieve a greater economic development in the country. The process of resource allocation allows maximization of profit, but it fails to achieve maximization of social welfare. So the social welfare is lost on account of these factors. What are they? The market economies fails to produce public goods which satisfy collective needs of the society, and the market economies fail to account for the negative externalities of production. The negative externalities refers to environmental degradation related to the production activities. So by this way, we need to allocate the resources in a proper manner, so that they can be utilized in an optimum way in a country, such that we can get a maximum profit along with the social welfare. That is the basic objective of a government's budget. Now we will see one more objective, that is redistribution of income and wealth. So by the way of budget, the government tries to redistribute the income and the wealth. So in our country, we know that our country is a vast country. So here we have a large proportion of people living in the poverty line, and some portion of people living above the poverty line, and here at the same time we have some people who belongs to a millionaires and billionaires group. So what the budget aims? So when the union budgets are prepared, these union budgets aims to get a proper distribution of income and wealth. So how the income can be properly distributed? So that can be distributed by the way of taxation. So when the budget is being prepared, at that time government decides the tax rates and the policies on subsidy. So these tax rates will help the government to reallocate or redistribute the income and the wealth in a proper manner. सरकार यहाँ पे जो धनी लोग हैं, from the rich people, the government used to collect more tax rates. बच्चों आप ध्यान दिए होंगे कि जब हम कर के बारे में अध्ययन करते हैं, तब हम ये देखते हैं कि हमारी जो कर की जो दरें हैं वो अलग अलग होती है। तो क्या कभी आपने ये ध्यान दिया कि ये दरें अलग अलग क्यों होती है? क्योंकि जो व्यक्ति हमारे अर्थव्यवस्था में कम कमाता है, जिसके पास कम धन है, वो सरकार को आय के रूप में कम भुगतान करता है। जो आयकर होती है उसकी जो दरें होती है वो कम होती है। जैसे जैसे ये जो धन है, ये जिनकी आय है वो बढ़ती जाती है हमारे अर्थव्यवस्था में, वैसे वैसे जो करों की दर हैं ये भी बढ़ते चली जाती है। तो इसके कारण क्या है? क्योंकि सरकार इस बजट के द्वारा ही करों की दर को निर्णय करता है। तब इसी से हम हमारे अर्थव्यवस्था में जो धन की जो आवंटन होती है ये सही प्रकार से की जाती है। साथ ही साथ कर के साथ साथ हमारे पास कुछ छूट की जो पॉलिसीज है, जिसे हम सब्सिडी पॉलिसी कहते हैं, इसके द्वारा भी सरकार ये कोशिश करती है कि जो धन और आय की जो वितरण है वह हमारे अर्थव्यवस्था में सही प्रकार से हो। अब आगे देखिए, एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी। सो क्रिएटिंग द एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी इज द बेसिक, one of the basic objective of our budget. So when the government plans the budget, not only it takes the records of all the receipts and the payment and the development programs, along with that government aims to generate the employment opportunities. You can see some people in around you are involved in the rural work, the Manrega. What is Manrega? It is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. So through this act, a huge amount of employment is being given to the poor people. So not only by this Manrega, even many more policies are being adopted by the government during the budget, so that it will create enough employment opportunities to the people, which would help to increase their income level. So that is one of the basic objectives of the government is what? Creating the employment opportunity. Then we have the economic stability. So when the budget is being presented by the government or the budget is being prepared by the government, one more objective is what? That is the creating the economic stability. So while I am talking about the economic stability, I think in the previous chapter we have studied about the fiscal policy. In that fiscal policy, what I told you, whenever we have the situation of excess demand and the deficit demand, these situations are being corrected by the government in the way of fiscal policy. So these budgetary policy and the fiscal policies involved in stabilizing the economy. So when we have the inflation situation where AD is more than AS, at that time through the way of taxation and the subsidy policy, government tries to reduce the AD level. That is, the government tries to get the economy into the equilibrium stage. At that time, the taxations are regulated by the government through the way of budget policy. So the economy can be stabilized. And one more situation we have seen, जिसे हम न्यून मांग कहते हैं, जिसके द्वारा अस्फीति की जो स्थिति है यह उत्पन्न हो जाती है हमारे अर्थव्यवस्था में। तो बच्चों, जब न्यून मांग की स्थिति उत्पन्न होती है, जहां हम ये देख पाते हैं कि हमारी जो समग्र मांग की जो मात्रा है वो कम हो जाती है, तो इस अवस्था में भी हमने ये देखा कि सरकार और आरबीआई तो यहाँ पे मैंने क्या बताया कि बजट के द्वारा सरकार कैसे हमारे अर्थव्यवस्था को ठीक करती है। तो यहाँ पे भी तो जब अस्वीकृति की स्थिति उत्पन्न होती है हमारे अर्थव्यवस्था में, फिर सरकार टैक्स और सब्सिडी, कर और छूट, इन दोनों नीतियों से इस स्थिति को ठीक की जाती है। तो बच्चों आप बता सकेंगे कि सरकार ऐसे स्थिति में जब हमारे पास अस्वीकृति की स्थिति होती है तो सरकार की नीति क्या होगी, टैक्सेशन में कर की दरें क्या होगी? क्योंकि हम ये देखते हैं जैसे ही अस्वीकृति की स्थिति होती है, यहाँ मांग की जो मान है वो कम होता है, मांग कम और जो पूर्ति है वो अधिक होती है। तो ऐसे अवस्था में जब हमें न्यून मांग को अधिक करना होता है, तो सरकार यह चाहता है कि लोगों द्वारा वस्तुओं सेवाओं की जो खरीद फरोख्त है, इनमें इनकी जो क्षमता है ये बढ़े। ये तब बढ़ सकती है जब लोगों के पास खर्च करने की पैसे या खर्च करने की क्षमता अधिक हो। तो सरकार इस अवस्था में जो हमारी कर है, करों की जो दर है, इसे कम कर देते हैं। So by reducing the tax rates, people will get the more disposable money in their hand, so that the situation of deflation can be corrected. So the economic stability is being done by the government with the way of fiscal policy for correcting the situation of inflation and the deflation. So these are the major objectives of our government. Okay students, after seeing the concept of budget and the objectives, we have one more concept, that is fiscal discipline. So what do you mean by fiscal discipline? Fiscal discipline refers to a state of an ideal balance between revenues and expenditures of the government. It is calls for a necessary check on the expenditure in view of the limited revenues of the government. Lack of fiscal discipline often causes the excess expenditure. That means it leads to inflationary spiral. So at this situation, we know that when we have the inflationary spiral, we have that situation of where the wages catches the prices and the prices catches the wages. So this circle will explode the price level in the economy. So high cost of production starts hurting the process of investment, and reduction in investment causes the unemployment. So the economy sinks into a low level of equilibrium trap. So it is necessary that the government, through the way of budget, it need to establish a fiscal discipline with its fiscal policy and the budgetary policy. तो बच्चों, आज हम इस एपिसोड में हमने बजट के बारे में देखा। बजट जो वर्ड है, इसके जो इतिहास है, इसकी जो मीनिंग है, इसके बारे में हमने देखा। इसके बाद हमने देखा कि हमारे देश में जो सरकारी बजट है ये कैसे पेश की जाती है, किनके द्वारा पेश की जाती है, और इसके बाद जो सरकारी बजट है हमारे देश का, इसका जो अर्थ है इसे हमने जानने की कोशिश की। और इसके बाद we have seen the objectives of our government budget. So students, that's all for today. So based on our study, I given some homework. मैं चाहूँगा कि मैं जो गृह कार्य दे रहा हूँ वो आप घर पे इसे सॉल्व करने के प्रयास करें। So in the next episode, we will see the components and the structure of budget. So note down the homework. That's all for today. We will meet in the next episode, continuing these concepts. Until then, take care, stay safe, goodbye.